As the title of video suggests, we are here to talk about a man who is father of one of the most diverse nation, freedom fighter of India and Africa, the man who walked in the path of non-violence and won a whole country from European superpower, the man who walked on path of satyagraha and yet didn't won Nobel Peace Prize. So let's jump right into the topic, but first, what a Nobel Peace Prize is. So the Nobel Peace Prize is one of the 5 Nobel Prizes created by the Swedish industrialist, inventor, and armaments manufacturer Alfred Nobel, along with the prizes in chemistry, physics, physiology or medicine, and literature. Since December 1901, it has been awarded annually with some exceptions to those who have done the most or the best work for fraternity between nations, for the abolition or reduction of standing armies and for the holding and promotion of peace congresses. So till date, this video is being filmed/edited. Total 97 Nobel Peace Prize has been awarded to people around the world. And, now more than 60 years after his death, Mahatma Gandhi, the leader of India's independence movement, continues to be one of the strongest symbols of peace and non-violence across the world. The question still remains, why was he not bestowed with the world's greatest accolade for peace despite being nominated 5 times, and shortlisted 3 times for the Nobel Prize? It was because of "very smart move by the committee." On the official website of the Nobel Peace Prize, the selection committee has given a host of reasons why Mr. Gandhi never received the coveted prize. During Mr. Gandhi's first nomination in 1937, the selection committee's advisor Jacob Wormmuller was critical about him as he is, undoubtedly, a good, noble and ascetic person, a prominent man who is deservedly honored and loved by the masses of India, he had said, according to the Nobel Foundation. At the same time, Mr. Wormmuller wrote, there are sharp turns in his policies, which can hardly be satisfactorily explained by his followers. He is a freedom fighter and a dictator, an idealist and a nationalist. He is frequently a Christ, but then, suddenly, an ordinary politician. Mr. Gandhi, he said, had many critics in the international peace movement. He was not consistently pacifist and that he should have known that some of his non-violent campaigns towards the British would degenerate into violence and terror. Mr. Wormmuller also believed Mr. Gandhi was too much of an Indian nationalist. One might say that it is significant that his well-known struggle in South Africa was on behalf of the Indians only, and not of the blacks whose living conditions were even worse, he said in his report to the selection committee. One of the committees was also of the view that Mr. Gandhi was not a real politician or a proponent of international law, not primarily a humanitarian relief worker and not an organizer of international peace congresses. Mr. Gandhi was nominated for the award again in 1938 and 1939 but was shortlisted a second time only in 1947 when the Nobel Peace Committee advisor Jens Erupseep was less critical of Mr. Gandhi than Mr. Wormmuller had been. It was rather favorable, yet not explicitly supportive, Selection Committee Chairman Gunnar Jan wrote in his diary, according to the Nobel Foundation. While it is true that he, Gandhi, is the greatest personality among the nominees, plenty of good things could be said about him. We should remember that he is not only an apostle for peace. He is first and foremost a patriot. Moreover, we have to bear in mind that Gandhi is not naive. He is an excellent jurist and a lawyer, Mr. Jan wrote. Mr. Gandhi was shortlisted the 3rd time in January 1948, just days before his assassination, which prompted the selectors to think whether the award could be given posthumously. According to the statutes of the Nobel Foundation at the time, the award could, under certain circumstances, be awarded posthumously. Thus it was possible to give Gandhi the prize. However, Gandhi did not belong to an organization, he left no property behind and no will. Who should receive the prize money? The committee said, according to the Nobel Foundation. Finally, the committee decided not to award the prize at all that year, saying that there was no suitable living candidate.